Hey everyone! About a year ago I made a video about how my greatest video game dream ever came true in the form of Hyrule Warriors. I love Hyrule Warriors. The thing I always wanted to see in the Zelda universe was war. I wanted to see the races of the Zelda universe come to war. When it came to like Zoras, Gorons, Link, Zelda, everybody, I just wanted battlefields with huge numbers of enemies. And Hyrule Warriors definitely was the answer to that. Then they ported it over to the Switch. And the Switch version was the greatest version, truly the definitive version. This version came with the Wii U stuff, the 3DS stuff, it added extra bonus stuff, it up-resed it made better graphics to it, more enemies on screen. This was my ultimate video game dream coming true. And today, Nintendo just blew us away with another Hyrule Warriors game, Age of Calamity. I felt we don't need a sequel to Hyrule Warriors, you know. The original Hyrule Warriors was a love letter to the Zelda franchise. It had characters, levels, world stories based off all the Zelda games put into one cohesive game, and it worked, and it's so much fun. It's a true Warriors game. Yeah, like 30 characters, levels from all these games, and it is great fun. Especially the Switch version, when they augmented the enemies on the screen, they updated the graphics significantly. It is truly an amazing game. But, like I said, we don't need a sequel to something that is so robust. If you make a sequel, it's gonna become the same thing with maybe a little added things. Some of us really love these games. I love the Warriors games. I'm a huge Warriors games fan, which is why these games work for me. I always hope to see Breath of the Wild characters in it. We got costumes in the original Hyrule Warriors, Breath of the Wild costumes for Link and Zelda, but most of us, obviously, we wanted to see the actual heroes, the champions. You know, we wanted to see Mipha and all these characters, but they weren't in the game. And that was kind of sad. But even then, a full sequel wouldn't just be necessary just by adding the 4 champions in it. What's the point of that? And then today, we got a full-blown new game, Hyrule Warriors, Age of Calamity. And the dream I originally had with Hyrule Warriors just went full-blown Super Saiyan, all that shit. We get the prequel story to Breath of the Wild in Warriors form. It doesn't get better than that. It is literally what I've always wanted to see. Actual war. And this time it's not just like the original Breath of the Wild. It's not we have just, you know, a few battles here and there that are kind of put together in a weird story. And like I said, I love it. It's one of my favorite games ever. But now we get a full-blown single war based in one game, really elaborately thought out. And it's everything I always wanted. It's like I said, it's my dream that came true. Super Saiyan, because it's still the same thing, but it's so much more dedicated. And we're all waiting on Breath of the Wild 2. We're all waiting on Breath of the Wild 2. So this is an insane game to keep us occupied until then. But it's also canon. You're playing 100 years in the past. You're playing the war as a war. And I love that. You're actually playing the Calamity War, and the only way that could have been done, giving it justice, Is this a Warriors game? That's how it should have been. That's how it should be. That is the only way it could have worked. I'm shaking. I'm still shaking. I saw the trailer just now. And I see the Hyrule Warriors logo. And I'm like, is this real? Is this real? Is this gonna be like DLC? Is it gonna be an add-on? What's it gonna be? And it's gonna be its own full-blown game. The Zelda team working closely with Koei Tecmo to deliver a true prequel to Breath of the Wild in Hyrule Warriors style, the only way it would have given this Calamity War justice. I want to say one thing though. I want to say something to the Zelda fans. To Zelda fans, and I'm talking kind of specifically to people like Terminator Juice. Some people, they hate the Warriors games. They don't like what the Warriors games are. And I said it before when Hyrule Warriors came out. I'm telling you guys, if you don't like Warriors games, if you're just a Zelda fan, this isn't gonna cut it for you. It's not a Zelda game. And Age of Calamity is not gonna be Breath of the Wild 2 or Breath of the Wild 1.5. No, it's a Hyrule Warriors game. It's not a Zelda game, it's a Warriors game. Meaning you're fighting thousands of enemies at the same time, which is why I love these games. It's fucking brutal carnage with super over-the-top special moves in a war setting. That's it. It's gonna be a strategy game above all else. You're gonna have to conquer outposts and sections and castles. You're gonna divide your armies and land, switch between your armies. It is divide and conquer. It is not, oh, I wonder what's behind that mountain heading into. No, it is not a Zelda game. And people need to remember that, because Hyrule Warriors received some backlash from fans after that because it's not a Zelda game. Because it is not a Zelda game. And I really need fans to remember that. Hyrule Warriors is my kind of game. It's a Warriors game. Beating the shit out of thousands and thousands of enemies per level with overkill moves in the Zelda universe. And now it's not even just anymore like a love letter in the Zelda universe. It's canon Calamity War Breath of the Wild prequel. But no matter what, that was my cat. It will always be a Warriors game. A new Hyrule Warriors game and not a Zelda game. It is an important detail to remember. If you didn't like Hyrule Warriors because you don't like the gameplay, you're not gonna like Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. If you're a huge Zelda fan, this is the ultimate love letter. Hyrule Warriors 2, Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. It shouldn't even be Hyrule Warriors 2. It's not even a sequel. It's just another game. It's not a sequel to this. It is a prequel to Breath of the Wild 2 in Hyrule Warriors form. And if you didn't like this game, as a massive Zelda fan, just Breath of the Wild 2 in this form, it's not gonna cut it for you. And you're gonna be bitching about it. And I've been talking to a crooked camera now because of my fucking cat. Listen, give it a try. I feel the Warriors games are games that just should grow on people more. But you have to understand where they're coming from. They're strategy games. It's not just random hack and slash. You can't walk into a level and hack and slash your way to the end because you will lose. You need to divide and conquer. It is important to pay attention to what areas you're conquering, what your enemies are doing. Your enemies might be dividing into several teams. You have to make sure that your teams keep up, block this area, guard this front, maybe attack this, infiltrate that. That's what I love about it. It is strategy with brutal tens of thousands of enemy massacred shit. And now, again, Hyrule Warriors, Age of Calamity, canon, Breath of the Wild prequel. I can't wait, I'm so excited, I'm so hyped. I had to make a video about it. It's Hyrule Warriors, I'm not joking, this is in my top 10 favorite video games of all time. As a massive Zelda fan, as a massive Hyrule Warriors fan, as somebody who always wanted to see war in the Zelda universe with all the races, all the characters, this is perfect. So I'm so excited for Age of Calamity to have a new Warriors game, but to be this canon, I'm trying to keep myself in focus, like, I'm so excited. Thank you guys for watching. If you love my rant, if you love this content, please subscribe to the channel. It seriously helps me out. There's going to be a lot more gaming content coming up, like I have a huge amount of plans, of videos planned, so it's going to be amazing. And I'm going to make sure that next time my camera is going to be angled a bit more and my cat won't be in the room when I record this. Stay real!
protect